everybody. Wow. Hello. Good morning.
I have a camera in the back of the camera.
Hello. There we go. Hi. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Testing the mic. Testing the mic. Testing the beautiful, beautiful mic.
Welcome to Inside the Actors Gaff. We're here with our Torchwood posse for DragonCon. And we want to thank them for coming, because we know they're all incredibly busy, hard-working actors and musicians and all-around cool people. So thank you guys for coming to the con. So they also all have tables down on the Walk of Fame. So please go visit them and give them some love. So I want to... Well, be careful. I want to start off by, all three of you guys are musicians and you're in bands. So I have a couple of people that asked this yesterday since the panels. I thought we'd start down with James, because James actually has a CD here and he's selling it. But I thought you guys could each talk about your bands to start off, and what they sound like, what their musical influences are, and where can people get a copy of the music.
Can't hear you.
Am I live?
No.
Very good. I actually am a solo act right now. I was in a band called Ghost the Robot, and we had 2 good years on Earth, which is about normal for a rock band before we got sick of each other. And then I just started playing guitar on my own. My live shows are just me and a guitar, and my albums are more produced than that. The recent album has Ben Peeler, who's the lead guitarist for the Wallflowers, plays on it, all throughout it, and the drummer for James Marsters also plays the drums. So I think it's a nice tight sound. I wanted to have less synthesizer. On the first album, man, there was just too much fake sound, fake drums, you know. And I wanted everything to be real this time, so I feel pretty good about it. And my influences, I think, are Dylan, Springsteen, Kurt Cobain, John Mitchell.
No.
Can we turn this thing up, please? Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Is that better? Yeah. Okay, I'm in a band called Blue Gillespie. We're sort of hard rock stroke blues ensemble. We first came about when we supported James Marsters back in Cardiff in the Point. There will be an album available. There are some tracks available to listen to on the MySpace page of Blue Gillespie at the moment. But we'll have an album end of September, fingers crossed, which will be available for download, and hopefully there'll be some CDs as well. Influences, I'd say, ranging from old Delta blues, Robert Johnson, Son House, straight up to some contemporary bands like Tool, 9 Inch Nails, down Alice in Chains. Yeah, so if at the end of September, if you want to check it out, please do.
Yeah, I'm in a band, Good Die Young. Been kind of a bit quieter than we actually started a couple of years ago, and as it's working at the house.
How do you do that? How do you do that with your voice?
Is that better? Yeah. I'll start again. Yeah, my band's called The Good Die Young, and we kind of we describe ourselves as anthemic indie rocks. I think kind of Coldplay, big choruses, Snow Patrol, that kind of thing. Influence-wise, my personal influences are kind of like Nirvana, Smashing Pumpkins, The Verve, the Beatles, but the band itself is kind of more into kind of the sound of The Verve, later Oasis, that kind of stuff. But we've done okay. We kind of had last year we played in a band called the Charlatans. I don't know if anyone knows the Charlatans. We spotted the Charlatans, spotted a band called the Twang, doing quite well as well. And hopefully in the next few months playing with a band called the Pigeon Detectives. That's quite a good band from Leeds. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at the minute. We're looking to release an album over the internet soon, which we're recording. So check out our MySpace /GoodDieMusic, and that should all be on there. Just keep checking out over the next few months. But there's tracks on there to download as well. So, please.
So we talked about this a little bit yesterday at our panel, and Gareth and Anthony, just between the panel yesterday and as of 2 a.m. this morning, I kept a running tab, and the count is now up to 72. So I'm going to ask the question. 72 different people have stopped me in elevators and hallways and stuff to ask me, first of all, to ask me very nicely to ask John Berman to come next year. They also wanted me to ask you at the panel what it's like to kiss John Berman.
My contract, I don't have to answer that question.
The truth is probably a little less exciting than you want to hear about, but the truth is that it really is not that sexy to do screen kissing or love scenes. You are usually fairly embarrassed about it, and you're doing something very intimate in a very public space. And I'm not a porn star, so I think it was about as fun to kiss John as it was to kiss Sarah, which, you know, they're both good people, but it was acting. The one thing I have to say, though, is after I kissed John, I started shaving a lot more carefully. I don't know how you ladies do it, man. Guys, shave up, shave off.
Like James, I am a porn star. And I tend to forget I'm acting. Anthony?
You kissed John Berman, so
Not on camera, no.
You got a pretty good amount of snot in your episode. Want to talk about that?
yeah, I had quite a good bit of amount of snuggling. I got to snug Naoko, so that was great. That was like being paid to snug someone really fit. So,
What do you mean, like being made to snug someone?
no, it was exactly like being snug. Yeah, that was great. That's one thing a lot of guys come up to me and say, "Oh my God, you got to kiss Naoko," and I'm like, yeah.
James, you're a working actor, and you've worked in the US and now you've worked in Britain. What are the nuances between finding work in Britain on a show like Torchwood and then working over here in the States? How is it in terms of getting casted in the jobs and auditioning and everything?
I think they're a little nicer in England. In LA, it's a little dry. You know, come on in, thank you very much, next. And in London, they're very polite. They shake your hand and they want to hear how you're doing. But generally, it's about the same. You know, you get the script, you go in, you read the lines, and hope for the best. I was very lucky. I didn't audition for Torchwood. I think they knew me from Buffy, and they just kind of put me in there. Does that answer the question?
See,
I'm very sorry. Basic to repeat. In London, the casting directors are a little bit nicer than LA.
See, that's weird because I find it the other way around. Yeah, and maybe if you're from overseas, they're just nicer to you generally. Like, let's swap for a bit, okay? Let's swap. You move to Cardiff, I'll move to LA.
Be nice to the alien.
Be nice to the British man, he's funny.
James, do you know if we're going to see any more of John Hart in Torchwood? Have they told you anything about that yet?
They tell me what they always tell me, which is nothing. I really don't know. I really hope so, though. I have a blast on that show. And I have a blast hanging out with Gareth. He always hurts me really good. And